But sometimes this gets weary. You constantly harp on the crimes against humanity done in the name of religion. Um, so this is guilt by association and the sins of the fathers passed on to the sons ad infinitum. You seem to lump someone like a Violet Kitty 411 into the same category as a Torquemada. You say, oh, see, no difference between the two. It's irrelevant that Violet Kitty is a decent person, that she doesn't ram her religion down your throat, as opposed to a Torquemada who tortured people horribly. You see no difference between the two. And she is just as guilty of that kind of torture that happened hundreds of years before she was even a gleam in her mother's eye with the guy who did it, Do you see a flaw in that logic? That's like the Christians blaming the Jews for the death of Christ. And you wonder why people say you're intolerant? And, oh, you haven't heard anything about atheists beating up Christians or killing them, etc., etc. Well, atheists are a small part of the population still, and no one's made a big stink about it yet. Made a big stink about Jeffrey Dahmer and the fact that he was gay. Do all gay people go out now and commit murder and cannibalism? Guilt by association. Gotta go there, right? You take each person as an individual, because you as an atheist have to admit everyone has free will. And not everyone exercises that free will in a socially acceptable manner. You can't condemn all because of some. You can't condemn all because of a majority. Because this whole thing called free will. That's the problem I'm seeing with you. You just go, hop, got my little classification. You're all guilty of crimes against humanity. Every last one of you. That's what I'm seeing here. Not taking responsibility for it. When I was a Christian, how am I responsible for what Torquemada did? How am I responsible for that nut job? I mean, I'm a pagan right now, but how is a Christian responsible for the nut job who goes off and kills an abortion doctor and his bodyguard? That's recent history. How is another Christian responsible for that? Because he chose to misinterpret what was read. Free will. Someone who goes off murdering and torturing and whatnot in the name of God, it doesn't matter what God it is. They're a deranged person. That's just their excuse. Maybe you should try and see that point of view. Rational people, reasonable people, I don't care what religion, do not go off committing torture, murder, and rape. They don't. But deranged people will find any excuse to do it. You're just fortunate that an atheist has decided, I must cleanse the world of all these irrational people and go off on a killing spree. And saying, oh, see, I'm an atheist, and that's an irrational person, and for their own good, I have to and for the betterment of the world, I have to go off and kill people who don't accept atheism and rational thought as the proper way to do things. Because you can be deranged that way too. It's a sick person that goes off doing that kind of shit. Using religion is just one of the excuses. So, Stop and think about it. Have an adequate day. I need more coffee.